Wrong will be right when Aslan comes in sight, and when he shakes his mane, we shall have spring again. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to today's video. I realize it has been a while since I posted anything. My computer's been down for quite a while. But anyway, got a real treat for all of you today. As you've seen from the opening image, it will be Chronicles of Narnia themed. I'm basically thinking of starting a series called Into the World of Narnia, where I go over some of the Narnia movies and stuff like that. But today, we have an unboxing from Amazon, as you can tell by the packaging. I'm very excited to get into this. But without further ado, let's unbox it. Got my trusty scissors. For those that don't know, I am a huge Chronicles of Narnia fan and a huge C.S. Lewis fan. I'm also a huge Lord of the Rings and J.R.R. Tolkien fan. Ooh, this box is practically easy. Now that we got it open, I'll let you guys see the cover. Sorry for the glare. It is a box set of the Chronicles of Narnia books by C.S. Lewis. But it's not just any box set. It is a full color box set with full color illustrations. Here's the side where you can see the Magician's Nephew, Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe, Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of Don Trotter, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. Oh, let's get this shrink wrap off. Now, for those who do not know, I have read a couple of the Narnia books. Mostly the first and second, The Magician's Nephew and The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I have not read the other Narnia books, but I do plan on getting into them at some point. Okay, now that we got the shrink wrap off, here's one cover. Here's the side that lists the books. Sorry about the glare. It is a webcam that is built into my Windows HP computer. And here is the other cover side. And here we have all 7 of the books. Now, as I've said, these are full color illustrations, meaning they don't have the regular black and white one. They've got color illustrations throughout all 7. So, I'm going to show y'all the individual books. Here we have The Magician's Nephew. Sorry about the glare. Here we have the back and the spine. Give me 1 second. That might help. Yeah. Oh, here we have the Magician's Nephew. These are paperbacks. Like up here, we have colored illustration. Another colored illustration. The colored illustrations are basically throughout the book. I'm not going to show you every single illustration. The second book we have in the series is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So far, out of the two I've read, this one's my favorite, and it's one of the more well-known ones. So here is the back and the spine. I guess on the cover you have Aslan, Susan, and Lucy. There's a map illustration. There's colored illustration. Others. Here we have the White Witch and her door. Number 3, we have the horse and his boy. And we have the back. I have not read The Horse and His Boy, so I don't know anything about the story. I am looking forward to reading the books in order. Here we have one illustration. Paper quality feels like it's kinda like photo paper. And then we have another one of C.S. Lewis's more known works in the Narnia series, Prince Caspian. I have not read this book either, but I am familiar with the story because I have seen both the BBC series and the Disney movie remake. Here we have the back and the spine. And now to get into some of the illustrations. Oh, already there's one. When I bought these, Amazon did have a sale on them, so I got this set for only 30 bucks. Usually this set runs for about 50 to 99 depending on where you shop for them. Okay, let's move on to one of the other more well-known Narnia books, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. It is a direct sequel to Narnia, to Prince Caspian. Here's the back and the spine. And let's take a look at some of the illustrations. There's one. There's two. And surprisingly, the print is kind of readable, not very small. I'm actually curious to hear, have any of you guys viewing the video read any of the Narnia books? Or have you seen any of the Narnia movies? I'm curious to hear your opinion on some of the books and on what you guys might have thought of the movies or the BBC series if y'all have seen the BBC series. Well, now we have the silver chair. There's the spine and the map illustration. Aha. Let's see if I can find another. Ah, well now on to the final and seventh book, The Last Battle. I have not read this book. I do plan to read it at some point. I am very much looking forward to getting into these versions of the book. Like I said, I am a huge C.S. Lewis fan. I actually, well, I'm not old enough to have seen the BBC series when I was, younger on television, because it came out way before my time, but I was lucky enough for those to be my first introduction into Narnia because they were released on VHS. Being a 90s kid does have its perks, such as still having VHS at the time. So I grew up on the BBC versions on VHS. Now, some of you might be wondering, there were 7 books in the series, but there's only been 3 to 4 adaptations made. Well, that's because the major books that C.S. Lewis started off with first was Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Prince Caspian, Voyage of Don Trotter, and The Silver Chair. Those are the 4 main ones. C.S. Lewis didn't write the other 3 until after he wrote those 4. And because of production and costly issues, Disney/Walden Media didn't get to finish the movie series. That's why it stopped after The Voyage of Don Trotter. Oh, anyway, that was the unboxing. Let me know down in the comments what your favorite Chronicles of Narnia book is, if you've read them, and what your favorite Chronicles of Narnia movie is, if you've seen any of the movies or the BBC series. Also, a couple channel shout outs that I recommend. One is a Narnia themed channel that I found on YouTube called Into the Wardrobe. I will leave links to the channels in the description. And the second channel shout out that I want to give out to is the Heroverse. He does great Marvel and superhero themed content. I highly recommend you check him out on YouTube and all other social media. Anyway, if you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and then subscribe if you like what you've seen. And I will catch you guys in the next video.